guests on the dais. In the morning session, we have experienced and faced the eminent speakers like Shashma Naik and chief guest of today's inaugural function, Chandra Reddy Garu, and other speakers including the Vice Chancellor of this Nagarjuna University, Rajshekhar Garu, Professor Rajshekhar Garu, and particularly my heartfelt thanks to Sri Ashok Garu, who is the chairperson of this Dr.Ambedkar Chair, Nagarjuna University, and some other spokespersons in the morning inaugural session. I thank them all to give such an eloquent speeches given by them. And this evening session, the topic which was chosen by the chair, the exclusion of marginalized, need for the inclusive policies, Dr. Ambedkar's perspective is an excellent this thing. Before starting this, I like to state some of the points which are expressed by Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar during his time. In the first speaker in the evening session, he spoke very well regarding Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, regarding the drafting of the Indian Constitution. Babasaheb Ambedkar on 26th January 1950, while handovering this beautiful and written constitution to the then President of India, Babu Rajendra Prasad, very clearly about the socio-economic problems and the theme of the Indian Constitution. In his words, Babasaheb Ambedkar, while handovering the Constitution to the Rajendra Prasad, we are entering into a life of contradiction. In politics, we will have equality, and in social and economic life, we will have inequality. This is a contradiction. We know political equality is there as per our Constitution, and in socio and economic life at that time in the year 1950 was not guaranteed socially or economically. We are too backward. That's why he clearly stated that unless and until social equality, unless and until economic equality be achieved, there is no possibility of political equality. We should not talk about it, Babasaheb Ambedkar, because India, as we know, that is a multicultural diversity country. We all know different languages, different castes, different religions, and different all things. It's a multi-diversified country, India. So, for this country, Babasaheb Ambedkar suited the interests of the people of this country. He has drafted this Indian Constitution in a beautiful manner, not hurting anybody, not praising anybody. To all, it will be useful. In that manner, Babasaheb Ambedkar had written that Constitution. And the preamble itself speaks the heart of Indian Constitution. The Indian social system, as we all know, there are so many social inequalities that have existed since ages past. Babasaheb Ambedkar clearly he has experienced. And economic inequalities are very primarily existed in this country. So for all this, Indian social system was made a root cause for this. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, though this country is caste-ridden since ages past, unless and until we have to bring this country into a socialistic democratic country, there cannot be any progress in the country. Baba Saheb Ambedkar. As long as this caste system exists in India, either socialism or democracy cannot be existed. That's why he wanted to root out these disabilities that are existed in this country. What are the disabilities? We know so many disabilities are existed in India. Particularly caste system. One may ask a question that what is a caste? It cannot be seen. It cannot be visible. It cannot be touched. It's only a notion, a state of notion on his brain, on his mind. That is the caste. A person to whom you are speaking is belonging to a particular caste, that he is an untouchable. His mind automatically, hatredness begins in his mind. Baba Saheb Ambedkar felt in that way. That's why he particularly insisted that unless and until to annihilate or to root out this caste system, there cannot be any economic equality or political equality. So, based on this one, the roots of this caste are in the caste system. The roots of caste are in the Varnashram Dharma. The roots of Varnashram Dharma are in the religion. And that religion is Hindu religion. So, unless and until the notions are to be abolished or rooted out, there cannot be any equality, either in social equality or economic equality. So, all are based on this one. That's why Baba Saheb Ambedkar very clearly in the 1935 itself he wrote Annihilation of Caste, for which he got a doctorate degree also. Annihilation of Caste. So that is the very prime and important, the crux of the point of this seminar also. There cannot be any union, there will not be any brotherhood or fraternity, there will not be any coexistence in this country. People may think that if a stranger, a new person has to happen to meet somebody, unless and until he knows that which caste he belongs or something like that, it's personal experience also for all of us. So such is in the morning inaugural session also, main speaker, chief guest of this function also very clear it, wherever even the Vice Chancellor of this Nagarjuna University, if any Indian happen to go to abroad, any UK or US or England or whatever it is in the country, they will carry their caste, they form their unions, they form their associations like that. They will not leave this one. So, that is to be abolished. That is to be curtailed. If this caste, of course, there may be around the world, there may be some racisms are there, there may be some caste, not particular like this caste, Indian caste system, nowhere we can find in the world. But this is very crucial, this is very important. This caste destroys the progress of this country or development of this country. So Baba Saheb Ambedkar very clearly stressed this one. He wanted to reconstruct. Baba Saheb Ambedkar wanted to reform this country. On what measures? Baba Saheb Ambedkar, he wanted to reconstruct this Hindu society on two main principles. One is equality, and the other is the absence of caste system in this country. I wanted, basing on these two principles, I wanted to change this. I wanted to reconstruct this Hindu society. He wanted, because these are two main factors in this country for the backwardness of this country, for the underdevelopment of this country. That's why Baba Saheb Ambedkar, we know also many Telugu poets or literatures, academicians also, we know the importance of this caste system. నా కవితావధూటి వదనంబు నెగాదిగా చూసి నా కవితావధూటి వదనంబు నెగాదిగా చూసి రూపురేఖ కమనీయ వైఖరులు గాంచి బడి బడి అన్నవాడే మీదే కులమన్న ప్రశ్న వెలయించి మీదే కులమన్న ప్రశ్న వెలయించి చివాలున లేచిపోవచ్చు బాపున గురుపినట్లకు పార్థివ చంద్ర వసింప సిగ్గువ. మహాకవి గుర్రం జాషువా. However, you may be intelligent. However, you may be intellectual. However, you may be ethically and morally upward. But నీ క్యాస్ట్ తెలిసిందనంటే మాత్రం నిన్ను పక్కకు పెట్టేటువంటి వాతావరణం భారతదేశంలో ఉందని చెప్పేటువంటిది మనకి మహాకవి గుర్రం జాషువా గారు తన సాహిత్యంలో విత్ ఈస్ లాట్ ఆఫ్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్, పర్సనల్లీ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్డ్, ఆయన దానిలో గబిలం అనేటువంటి దానిలో చాలా స్పష్టంగా మనకు చెప్పినట్లుగా కనపడతా ఉన్నది. అందుకని బాబా సాహెబ్ అంబేద్కర్ ఆల్సో బేసింగ్ ఆన్ దిస్ వన్, ఈవెన్ ఇన్ ది ప్రియాంబుల్ ఆల్సో వీ కుడ్ సీ వెరీ క్లియర్లీ liberty, equality and fraternity. These are the words not taken from any other countries, Ireland or England, whatever it is, but he has taken from his guru Buddha, Lord Buddha. ఆయన దగ్గర నుంచి నేను తీసుకున్నానని చెప్పిన బాబా సాహెబ్ అంబేద్కర్ భారత రాజ్యాంగాన్ని ఆ కాన్స్టిట్యూషన్లో ఈ 3 words బేస్ చేసుకుని కాన్స్టిట్యూషన్ మొత్తాన్ని మనకు రాసినట్లుగా కనపడతా ఉన్నది. దట్స్ వై మనం అన్లెస్ అండ్ అంటిల్ టచ్ దోస్ universities are the main centers to express freely, to write freely, to argue, to debate, whatever it is, whatever we want. This is only the centers for expression of thoughts freely. So, if not we discuss here, if not we argue here, if not we debate such things, where can we debate, where can we discuss, where can we write? This is only the centers. Universities are only the centers. We can't talk freely in the political diocese or something like that. Baba Saheb Ambedkar visualized this country. He wanted to make this country an egalitarian society. Baba Saheb Ambedkar very particularly he wanted to rather reintroduce or reform this Hindu society as an egalitarian society, equal society. That means there is no equality in the status, there is no equality of economy and politics also. As we all know, we don't have any equality in the politics also. So Baba Saheb Ambedkar, that's why in the morning session, exclusion of marginalized sections of this country, like weaker sections, scheduled tribe and minorities. These people have been neglected for all the minimum common rights or whatever the necessities, minimum necessities, basic necessities required for a common man, human being, that are being denied for all the centuries together. To such people, they have been denied in education, they have been denied to enter into the politics. So for such people, such excluded people have to be included. Unless and until these people are included in all forms of space of economical development, there cannot be any progress or a secular country or democratic country among the world countries. Baba Saheb Ambedkar. That's why in that way we have to know Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar. Even in the educational institution, other countries, they realize that the intellectuality, they realize that the righteousness of Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, other countries, whereas India so far, as far as my knowledge goes, has failed to understand Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar because this caste system provided existed in India. That is only the reason. That's why, during the regime of Barack Obama, former President of United States of America, in the UNO, United Nations Organization, they have unanimously resolved that Baba Saheb Ambedkar's birthday as World Knowledge Day. In the year 2015, United Nations Organization under in the regime of Barack Obama unanimously resolved that Dr. Ambedkar's birthday should be celebrated as World Knowledge Day. That was the resolution took place. So at that time only our Honorable Prime Minister of India also, we too also celebrate Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar with the 175 feet of Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar statue or something like that. Not in that way. Baba Saheb Ambedkar should things, the thoughts, his ideas must be implemented. There are so many laws in the Constitution. Constitutional guarantees are there and private laws also there. But as long as the implementation part to be dependent upon the members, those who are officers, whoever there, they should implement properly. Otherwise, however it may be good, it will be remained as a bad. So it depends upon. That's why Baba Saheb Ambedkar, the attitudes of a human being must be changed. He wanted to stress on this one. We must away from all these disabilities. We must away from all these disbeliefs or orthodox beliefs. We should away from all this one. You have a full-fledged personality. You should see the human being, whoever beside you, should be treated equally. That he wanted to change in the minds of the people, Baba Saheb Ambedkar, for which our scriptures, our religious scriptures, whatever is the books, will not permit us to go in that line. So we have to, Baba Saheb Ambedkar, the attitudes of a human being must be changed. Why he wishes that one? Because whatever the scriptures, whatever the books, whatever the principles that you are following are to be impartial, in a straight way, in a developmental way, in an impartial way. That should be. That's why he wanted to reconstruct the society basing on this the principles of liberty, equality and fraternity. So in that line, we must remember as scholars of this Acharya Nagarjuna University or whoever Ambedkarites, they wanted to induce in the minds of the people the thoughts, the ideas, whatever he wished, the egalitarian society. In that way we have to travel, for which the universities have to maintain in such a way by bringing the seminars or some schemes, programs or whatever the policies that are to be suited to the minds of these people. Then only this exclusion of marginalized people can be included in the developmental processes or policies. The policies, Baba Saheb Ambedkar clearly he Baba Saheb Ambedkar, for individual, he has given fundamental rights. It's justifiable and enforceable in the court of law. But whereas when it comes to the directive principles of state policy, is not justifiable because they are not enforceable in the court of law. It's only a direction, as has been said in the morning, some of the speakers, main speakers. It's only directives to the government, whoever the incumbent government or whatever it is, former government. It is the direction only to the government. You have to do this one. You have to do this one, either education or employment or providing food and shelter. Each and everything has to be provided or done by the government. That is the direction to the governments in the directive principles of state policy. If these are violated, there is no penalty. If these directive principles of state policy, there is no, whatever it is, there is no restriction or whatever you call. But if we come to the fundamental rights, if any of your fundamental right is violated, you can go to the court of law and you can seek your right. That is given here. Baba Saheb Ambedkar clearly, why he has the representation, what we call the reservations, we are talking about Baba Saheb Ambedkar view, it's only representation. A representation is only a compensation that you have been lost for centuries together. In education, employment, not treating, ill-treating, everything we have lost. This society has imposed so many restrictions, so many conditions not to bring up to the equal status. This society has restricted. To that extent, we have lost so many privileges. We have lost so many opportunities in the past. That is only a compensation is being given and provided in the in the Indian Constitution, Baba Saheb Ambedkar. So this exclusion of marginalized sections were not allowed for centuries together in all developmental activities. So such people have to be included in this present scenario. If you want to establish a good society, if you want to bring this Indian society, unequal society, egalitarian society, you must do all this one. The policies must be suited to the welfare or progress of this country. The policies should be in that manner. Just like exclusion of marginalized, this one. Seminars like this one to be conducted in a frequent manner. That only is possible only at the university centers only it's possible. So Baba Saheb Ambedkar చాలా క్లియర్గా ఆయనతో పాటే మనకున్నటువంటి పూలే గారు, ఆయన కంటే ముందు కూడా పూలే 100 years before Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, Phule fought for this social change. He wanted to use a social reformer, first role social reformer. Before that, before advent of India or before Jyotiba Phule, first reformer and revolutionist Mari Lord Buddha, and then Phule, Mahatma Phule, and in his way Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar was the real reformer in this country, and he wanted this country to be a democratic secular country. So in that manner, these schemes or whatever it is, programs that must be suited to the welfare of this country. But we must away from all these inequalities of this country. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, to live very specifically, to live inequality between man and man, class and class, sex and sex, which is untouched, is to be built a beautiful palace and a dung table. If you are not touching this one, inequality between man and man, sex and sex, woman and man, if you are not touching, you cannot build a palace like a good society. So first we remove all these inequalities. So that is only possible through this Indian Constitution. If Indian Constitution, if we follow very in a positive manner, the country can develop easily, very easily. But if we ignore the principles of the Indian Constitution, there cannot be, even after 70 years of independence, we are talking about all these lynchings, beatings, and whatever we call deaths, killings. Everything is doing. But they are not wishing. People are doing these things. They are not following. They are not awareing the rights, the provisions in the Indian Constitution. So, Baba Sahib Ambedkar philosophy and Baba Sahib Ambedkar way is needed in the present democratic society. Today we have been seeing very religious atrocities are taking place across this country. So many laws. I wanted within 1 minute or 2 minutes, because the only one point, if you want to bring any social, economic changes or reforms, political power is master key, Baba Sahib Ambedkar. If you want to bring any this one, all are based on this one. Social, economic, or based on this political power only. If you want to give a good society, if you want to give better amenities or facilities to the people, you must have a political power. Yes, I am the political party member or something that I am not angry. It is his wish. It was his wish. But unless and until the political power is not in the hands of the suppressed people, they cannot be going to this one. If you want to any reformation, any development that is linked with the political power, with this political power only, today these atrocities, these inhuman things are taking place. That's why Baba Sahib Ambedkar politically, he has started right from Independent Labour Party in the beginning 1936 itself. Subsequently, Scheduled Caste Federation also, he has a political establishment he has done. Through that one also he has secured some posts also elected. And lastly, before his death, 2 months before his death, he started after the advent of independence, 1956 October, he started this one, Republican Party of India also. So he stressed the people, political power only we can do, bring political power is only not in the other sense. Baba Sahib Ambedkar sense, political power is to only serve the people. That's all. That's why he wished for. In that way, Baba Sahib Ambedkar, today this topic is very excellently designed, this one, exclusion of marginalized section, need for this Ambedkar's perspective and need for inclusion, how to inclusion this one. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you for sparing this time with you.